As soon as you are done with the the installation, pretty straightforward. You put the name. In my case, I'm gonna put firewall FW, and because I'm gonna install after this another one, I'll put one here. It's a Unix, and we said it's a free Berkeley software distribution one, BSD, and the version of it is FreeBSD, but it's a 64-bit edition. Remember, when we downloaded the 64-bit. So what you need to do, you need to put a name, whatever you choose, BSD as a type, and version FreeBSD 64. So BSD and free. Now you could go a little bit. You could use it like this, 1024. I'm gonna go just use like that. I'm gonna go a little bit more, the same way, clicking a little bit ahead of the scroller, and always considering the green, the orange, and the red sides. Okay. I'm gonna create the virtual hard drive. Everything is the same like creating the normal machines. It's a Linux machine. It's a Unix machine. The file size 16 gigabytes is perfect. I'm not gonna do anything. VDI dynamically allocated. It's perfect as well. I'm gonna create the machine. Here it is. I'm just gonna put it here outside of all the things, and that's my machine. Now I need to go to the settings. You know, on the system, it's not mandatory, but I'm gonna remove and move down the floppy. On the storage, that's the mandatory step. You click on the empty space, on the empty disk, then you go to the disk which will appear on the right side, click on it, choose the virtual disk, and wherever you put it, the ISO image, in my case it's in my desktop, you'll find it, pfsense, here it is. Okay, I'll click open. And on the network, now that's the trickiest part. Since I need at least two ones here on the network, what I'm gonna do, the first interface I'm gonna say for this interface, I'm gonna say that's my interface which is facing the internet. So that would be the one interface. Okay? So this guy, I would do bridge adapter. The bridge adapter will bridge the virtual adapter to the real adapter, and the IP address and all the things which this interface will take will be from my real network. So it will have address from the range 172.24.14 something. The DNS of the school and all of these things which I explained in the beginning. Remember, that's what I explained in the beginning. All of these things. Now, I'm gonna click, you see on the top there are four tabs. Actually, I could have up to 4 adapters, network adapters. So I'm gonna click on the second tab where it says adapter 2. Well, by the way, before this, I'll click here and I see the MAC address. Okay? That's the MAC address. I'll show you why I'm seeing it is. Then I'm gonna do adapter 2, and you see me to enable it, I need to click on the checkbox here. Then it will be enabled. Now, this adapter will be a NAT network. Remember, we're gonna just connect it to our NAT network. Here it is, I'm gonna choose it, and I'm gonna see again the MAC address. Well, I see it now. When I need to check it, I know where to go and to check it, right? That's what I'm doing. So adapter 1 and adapter 2 now are enabled, which means the first one will be my wide area network which will face, and the second one will be my LAN, and that's why I'm using the NAT network to be compatible with the NAT network I'm having already. Okay, and that's all. So 2 mandatory things and 1 not mandatory. The first not mandatory, removing the floppy down. Storage, you need to put the ISO image here, that's mandatory. And the network, it's mandatory to create the 2 adapters. First one to be bridged, the second one to be NAT network. Now, we could choose here, instead of bridge, we could choose the NAT network, but we need to create another one. We're gonna create another one anyway, NAT network. So to be on the different network, okay? As well as we need to, what we need to do here as well, we could choose also internal adapter or host only adapter, all of this. But it's much more for setup after this. That's why I'm choosing the bridge, because it will take all the settings automatically from the school network. That's why I'm choosing this one. Okay? Once it's done, I'll click OK, and we're there. That's my firewall. So basically, if I click on the start, what I'm gonna do, the installation will start, and it's very fast. It's very tiny machine, and it's working very fast. Here it is. You just wait, and it will start the installation itself. You don't touch anything. Basically, everything is the same like with the CentOS installation or PBX, but basically you don't touch almost nothing, and it will be fast. Now, once you see this thing, you just click here on the top and you click enter to accept it. Once you see the next, you accept the first one, again enter, and you accept the third one, again enter, and the fourth one, again enter, and that's all. 4 times you click enter, that's all. Now you see it says the installation has been finished. Do you have to do some I say no, the default one. I just click no, and it will ask me to reboot, and I will say reboot. Think like it's the same thing remember the PBX. I need to stop it because the CD is still there. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the settings. I'll go storage. You see the CD is here. So what happened actually started again from the CD. So I'm gonna remove the CD. Okay, and I'm gonna start it now. Once I do this, once I remove manually the disk and started it, now it's starting the operating system. As you see, this creepy white and black thing, it's kind of Unix. It will take a little bit of time to start it. It's checking all the services and stuff like that. My firewall has been installed. That's all. Now, if I would like to access it, I could access it. You see, these are menus here. It says enter an option. Okay, that's what it says. And at the top you see it says 1, which is my one interface, and you see it says version 4 DHCP4. That means it's taking IP address from the network. You see it says 172.24.14.47. That's my IP address of my one interface, and the 24 is the mask. And as you see, the LAN, it's getting it automatically, 192.168.1.124. For me, that's okay. That's perfect. Well, it's not okay. I need to do something with the LAN. Okay, I don't like this address. It's supposed to be, remember, my network is 10.0.2 something. So I need to change this one, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So what I need to do, you see the first option 0, it says log out. So that means to log out, and it says only from the SSH session. That's the secure shell session. Assign interfaces. If I would have wanted to assign interfaces to these guys, I could do it manually. For now, I'm not going to show it to you because we don't need to assign. They are already automatically assigned. But if they wouldn't, or if I would like to change something, I would have do it manually. Okay, and I would have write down 1 here and click enter. Now, in my case, what I want is to set up the interfaces, the IP address, the second option. So instead of 1, I'm going to write down here 2, and I'm going to click enter. Okay, now it's asking me available interfaces to set up. Which one you want, the first one or the second one? As you see, the first one is 1. The name of the interface is EN0. That's how you could find it if you would like to assign it in the option 1. And it's taking DHCP for me, that's okay. That's perfect. I don't need anything here. But the LAN we said we need to change it. So I need to click 2 because that's the option 2. You see it says LAN. I'll click 2 and I'll click enter. And it says enter the new LAN IP version 4 address. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down 10.0.2.100, let's say. Or let's say 50. Okay, .50. Once again, why I'm using this guy? Why I'm using 10.0.250? Now, my clone 2 machine, which is Windows 8.1, as I mentioned, it's not joined to the domain, but that's nothing specific. It's the same if it was joined to the domain. Now, if I go to the machine and the settings, okay, and if I go to the network, you see it's a NAT network. It's a NAT network. And if I would like to see what was the IP address of the NAT network, I go File, Preferences, then I'll go Network, and you see it says NAT network. If I click here on the Edit button, that's what I have, 10.0.20.24. That's the network, and it supports the DHCP. Remember what I showed you? This one. Okay? So that's why I'm using this machine, and that's why when I open it now, basically I could check the address, and I'm gonna see that's the address. Now you see it's taking address 192.168.100 because this guy here by default it has a DHCP allowed on this. That's why it's giving me an address of this range 192.168.1.1. Okay, that's why it's giving me. If I click here and if I check my settings, well, I don't need to. If I check the DNS server, you see now the DNS server is different, 192.168 something, because this guy took everything from the interface of the LAN here, and it's already having a DHCP on it. That's what I'm gonna change now. I'm gonna say the IP address will be 10.0.250 of this machine. Okay, it's asking me what will be the subnet mask. I'm gonna choose the CIDR 24. Okay, and it says for a one, enter the new one IP version upstream gateway. I don't have such thing. For a one, press enter for none. Now it's asking me for IP version 6. I don't want this. So it says enter for none. Just click enter. Now it says, do you want to enable the DHCP server on the LAN? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, because by default, when I have the NAT network, remember when I just explained it here, when I have the NAT network, the DHCP is there. That's why I'm gonna say here no. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna click enter, and it says, do you want to revert the HTTP, the web configurator protocol? That I'm gonna explain you after. For this one, you need to click yes. You see, it's providing me with the IP address of 10.0.250. I'll click now enter as it suggests, and here it is. Now, as you see, my LAN has been changed. It's 10.0.250. So what I need to do on my machine here, what I need to do, I just need to change the IP address. What I could do, open the network, change the adapter settings, open it. Well, basically, the easiest way is just to right click and to disable the interface and to enable it back. Again, 10.0.2.50. Okay, that's the IP address. That, as you see, I'm accessing my firewall now, the graphical interface. Now, I cannot access it because I need to do something again, something additional. The next thing what I need to do here is the option number 3, reset web configurator password. Well, that's the password here, what I see. So I click 3 and I click enter, and it says the web configurator admin password and privileges will be reset to the default, which is pfsense with small letters. Okay, and it's asking me, do you want to proceed? I'm gonna say yes. I'll click enter to continue, and it's done. So what I need to do now is to put a username of admin, and then the pfsense with small letters, pfsense, and I'm there. Okay, I'm gonna access it. Now that's the initial wizard initially to do the setups of the firewall. I don't want to save this password because I'm gonna change it. I'll click next button. Now it says the admin account password is set to the default value. I could say afterwards I could change it, no problem for this. I'm gonna do next. Now I could change the name of pfsense 1 because there will be 2 after this, right? Now the domain since it's a part of the domain of the CGEP, I could put here CGEP dot LCL. Okay, and my primary DNS server, I could put 127.0.0.1. Why? Because I'm pointing to myself, right? And I'll do next. Okay, it's asking me from where to take the time. That's very important. I just gonna choose for the time zone here manually. I'm gonna choose Toronto. I'm gonna choose America and Toronto, which is the closest location, and I'll do next. Now it's asking me on the WAN interface. Well, we have DHCP because we want to take the IP address from the school. That's our WAN interface, our internet. Remember, guys, this is everything what is green here on this picture. We would like to have it. That's why we choose the WAN, the DHCP. Anything else here we don't touch. We just go down and we do next. Now, something we need to do before clicking next actually here. You see what it says? Block private network from entering via WAN. Well, we need to uncheck this. Normally you don't do it, but here we need to do it because after this we're gonna create a second firewall and we need to connect them. We need to connect them by this interface. We need to connect them by the WAN interface, and you see on the WAN interface we have 172 something, which is a private address, and they won't speak to each other if this private address by default. You see what it says? Block private networks from entering via WAN. So if it's there, well, they will be blocked because these are private addresses. Normally you don't do it because when you create the firewall, it will face public IP addresses. It will face the public space, the internet. That's why you don't do this. It's a good thing to block when addresses from the private networks trying to do this. But because that's a lab environment and our internet is a private address of the school, that's why we need to unblock it. Okay, makes sense? That's why I do. So two things here. First, to choose the DHCP, which is chosen actually, and to unblock this thing and do next. Okay, and that's my IP address. That's okay. I'll choose it, and the subnet mask is okay. I'll do next. It will ask me for the new password. You guess one, which will be the new one. Welcome one with capital W. I'm just gonna change the default one, pfsense, and I'll do next. And I'm done. I just need to reload it now. I'll click reload. And here it is. It's there. Okay? If I click here on this icon which says pfsense, I'm gonna see basically what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see the dashboard of pfsense. Dashboard looks like. Okay, you could do some stuff. You could do things here. Okay, here how it looks. Actually, I could move this thing on the top. I could move it like that, and I could put it here. So this one to be more visible for me, right? And I could do other thing after this to organize it. But that's how the initial setup looks like. I'm gonna shut down this machine and I'm gonna clone. And I'm gonna clone I'm gonna shut down also the pfsense machine. Shutting it down is very easy. You see the number 6. It says help the system. So you need to click inside and you need to write down 6 and click enter. It will ask you to say, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. You're gonna put Y, click enter, and it's done. Don't forget you need to click on the right control to release the mouse because the mouse is inside. And it will shut down now the firewall. The same way I'm not gonna shut down my clone machine Windows 8.1 because it doesn't matter really. I'm just gonna right click on it and I'm gonna do clone. And I'm gonna clone everything, reinitialize the MAC address, I'll do clone. Well, I'll call it actually FW2. Okay? I'm gonna clone. and it will be very fast because it's very, very small. It will be very fast. Here it is. It's done. Not so. You clone it very, very fast. Now the other thing which I need to do is to create the NAT network, the second NAT network. So I'll go to File, I'll do Preferences, and then I'll go to Network. Now I already created it. It's here. But I'm going to show you how I did it. You click on the plus sign. As you see, it's creating. Now it's number 2. Then you go to the last icon here, which says Edit Selected NAT Networks. And then you change 10.0.2.0. You change 2 to 3. Or wherever you want. In my case, if you remember the diagram I showed you, it will be 3. Okay? You could put 10, you could put 5, wherever you want. Okay? It's something different. It's not supposed to be 10.0.2 because, well, you could even use the 10.0.2. It will be different network, right? It's on another network. But anyway, let's try with the separate network. You could put 172 here if you want. Okay? A private address. Any private address, just try to be different than the other one. I'm going to click cancel on this because I already created it. I don't want to create it. I'm going to delete it mine. Okay? And I'm just going to open the one which I created just to illustrate that it's already there. Here it is. It's 10.0.3.0.24. Okay? And I'm going to click cancel now because it's already created. For me, you just need to create one and to change once again. You need to change 2 here to 3. I'll click OK. And then I'm going to go to the firewall tool. Go to the settings. Now everything has been mimicked. You see on the system, the floppy is not here. When I go to the storage, I need to add the disk on this. Because, well, I don't need the disk because, you know, it's already installed. Okay? And then I'm going to go to the networks. The first one, which will be my one adapter, is good. It's the bridge adapter. That's what I want. The second one, it says NAT network though. So here I need to click and I need to choose NAT network 1. That's the separate network which I just created. So all of my clients behind this one, they will take from the address of 10.0.3 something. Okay? That's what will happen. It will be a different network than the other one which I just created. So that's my second firewall. And I'll click OK. And basically I'm done. I just need to click Start now. And here firewall 2 is starting. I'm going to move it on the left side. So to be different than the first one. I could start the first one as well. For now I'm going to wait. Because it's a cloning, you see my LAN address. My LAN address is 10.0.2.50, which I need to change obviously, right? I need 10.0.3.50. Let's just open the schema and actually, so I change it to 61 as it is. And what I need to do now is I need to open my second clone machine, this one. And basically, let me just check the settings here on the Windows 8.1, my clone 3 machine. If I check it here, it's on the network. Well, not network 1, that's what I want. And I'm gonna start it now. So as you see, I'm gonna start my first firewall as well. So that's my first firewall. This is my second firewall, which I still need to install. This is my clone 3 machine. And this is my Windows 8.1 first machine. Let's change it here. So what I'm gonna do now, I just gonna click to set interfaces IP address. I'm gonna choose again 2 because I'm gonna work on the LAN interface. And I'm gonna change here to 10.0.3.50. Okay? It will ask me 24 I need to say here. Then I'm gonna do IP version gateway I don't need, so I click enter. I don't need IPv6, enter again. Do you want to enable the DHCP? No, because it's already on my it's the same concept when we install the server, right? We don't need this thing. Click enter and it's there. Okay, so basically basically, if I open this guy, I supposed to see its IP address, which is supposed to be 10.03 something. So we got the machine which is connected to the first firewall has the 10.027, and the other one which is connected to the second firewall has the 10.034 address. Okay, that's what we found.